Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Space Engineers. Welcome back to me clearing my throat. Say hello, Quantum Tater. I don't have to really do that anymore, but here we are. We're doing it. We're doing it live and in person. Welcome to this. This is currently the, what is this thing called? I think it's called the Pertam 1 because it was a static grid and now it is not a static grid. Last time we had 2 episodes recorded. I have a community post up, which there's only currently 1 vote, but I'm already pretty much in agreement with it. That vote basically says switch recording days so I can have a day in between. Basically, my current post dates and the time with which I can record right now basically means that I will record essentially 2 episodes in between. 2 episodes per posting, so to speak, which means that I don't get to have as much community interaction, which is kind of meh. I'm not a big fan of it. So there's that. In episode 1, Chad noted to me that you do in fact need a full refinery to handle precious metals, silvers, uranium, platinum, and gold, I believe. Excuse me, good grief. He also voted for changing the schedule up. I went ahead and made a community post just for anybody else participating. And then he thought maybe that the ore detector's max range thing was what was glitching, or making like a memory spot for like where the ore and stuff was. That's very possible. And then someone else commented on the very first video and said, why was I posting on... Why did my video say Space Engineers 2? I checked it over. Chris Forward, I believe, is the person who commented. I checked it over, and it does not, in fact, say Space Engineers 2. However, it does say, the thumbnail does say Space Engineers, and then instead of episode 2 or E2, it does say 2. So I'm guessing that's probably what exactly is going on in this moment. So sorry about that. That is not my intent to deceive. I did pre-order Space Engineers 2. I think I might do like a bonus. I might try to do a bonus thing suggesting, a bonus thing showing, like talking about Space Engineers and all of the fun of Space Engineers. That might be something I do just for chagrins, if you will. We're gonna need more of that. All right. What else? So, also in episode 1, let me think for a second. Oh, let's see. Here's Chad also mentioned maybe bird theme for the birds, like because it's got long legs, like stork or pterodactyl. Not pterodactyl, that's not a bird, but suggested something like bird things. Let's see, what else? We were talking about solar tracking, putting a mobile solar tracker on this thing, and whether or not that would work. And I don't know if it will or not. I think it's potentially that it could, and it's also potential that it couldn't. So, that being said, I need to make sure we set this to steering angle very low. Steer. Where is the steering angle on these guys? Let's see. No, we could just turn steering off maybe. All right, no, we'll put it at, dang it. We'll put it at 4% or 5% like the front ones. That way they can help a little bit, but it's not causing an issue. And then Lord Chaos said, what did he say? We were talking about this as well. He said might as well try the solar tracking on a mobile grid and see what happens. Why not? And then Chad, in that same comment vein, was like, the only downside, or not necessarily downside, but the potential downside to it would be that if we do the solar tracking thing, because we're constantly moving, that could potentially create an issue just because we're constantly moving. It's trying to move to keep up with, etc., etc. So, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Let's see, grab that, put those into production, and then I'll go get some energon back. Um, that was way cooler than I intended it to be. So that's kind of where we're at. It's interesting that this space is pressurized, but I can open my helmet outside. That tells me that it doesn't have to be pressurized. I don't know. What else? Uh, Lord Chaos definitely said grind down Bob's place. He's not using it because he'll be traveling with me. His idea for naming was like spiders, like super, like the Goliath tarantula, because it's got 8 legs, 8 wheels. Um, and then I was thinking, there's like this bird. I mentioned that there's this bird that looks very prehistoric, and it's got this like giant. It's like hornbill. I don't know. I don't remember. I have to go look up the name of it, but it looks super crazy. And then um, Lord Chaos is just Archaeopteryx because it was like the first gliding flying animal. Um, And then he also mentioned, which I did not know this, but there is no difference between right and left wheels other than the tread, apparently. The tread is where the differentiation comes from. If you have the direction of the tread is what changes the look. So you can see like those are both properly facing the right way, but this is probably a right wheel, which means the tread, I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. Those 2 wheels up front definitely have tread going the opposite direction, and then these have tread going same direction, and then these. Huh. Very interesting. All right. So that was episode one's kind of recap. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing underway. Let's see how this works. In episode two, Lord Chaos suggested I did exactly what I did, which was add those wheels towards the back to prevent tipping. Also, I think both him and Chad mentioned like being very litigious about having the about having what do you call it? Gyros, not parking on steep hills, things like that, because ultimately what's going to happen? Oh, you see that hard stop? Good grief. Um, Basically not having parking on steep slants and stuff like that, because I'll ultimately could just fall to my doom or roll over because of the top heaviness of it. And I think that is all accurate. So what I was thinking, how much damage will this do to me? Enough. I'll go grind down Bob's place. Um, let's start with the door. Come on, Sleepy Bob. Hmm. I don't remember. We need to repair this. Is that enough to repair it? No, it is not. What about you? Do you have computers? You don't. Okay. There's got to be a computer somewhere in this thing. Do you have computers? You do. Perfect. Let's get this thing fixed and figure out what all that stuff is. Displays. Can I get in there? I can't. Damn it. Displays. I don't know what we're... Oh, perfect. Got it. Okay, let's see what we got in here. Interesting. What is this? Okay. Said find out. And then a GPS location marked the truth that I don't see anywhere on my radar. Okay, well. We have a mission.
Inventory full.
Whoops. I'll be back for that stuff. Let's see. Go ahead and get this ground down. Question is, do I grind on this battery that's just going to become scrap? Probably.
Inventory full.
Okay, okay, calm down, Suzanne. There we go. We are grinding down. All right. What else did we talk about? Oh, Aussie Medic, I believe, commented on my
Inventory full.
last or on my last season, and he asked if I knew where to find Prototech, and I've not seen it yet, but yes, I do have an idea of where to find it. And I think I responded to his comment, but basically said, you know, they're part of random encounters. I do know that if you have, let's say you have a static base such as this, the bases, the random encounter bases, are set in the settings of your map when you build your world or whatever. It'll say like, do you want random encounters, economy, ships, that kind of stuff, NPC encounters. As long as all of those are turned on, including unknown signals, you should spawn in random bases, and those bases have a potential to be Prototech people and Prototech. There's potential for Prototech gear there, be it frames, refineries, etc., etc. So that actually is going to be a thing we're going to be trying to encounter while we're out and about. We're going to roll around and get as much crap as possible. Um, I was thinking today that, all right, Bob's place is gone. I think I can go in here. I'm going to finish that thought, I promise. Oh, the truth. Look, there it is. Okay. That's why it's not showing up on the HUD. All right, Bob's place. You know what? We're just going to turn you off. This is where Bob once rested. Now Bob's with us. Although, I did kind of grind Bob down. What else? So, I do know where this stuff is, Aussie Medic. It's just random encounters. And then that right there, that unidentified signal in space that's 4,000 kilometers away, that is also a Prototech location. Be it a base, ship, something, something, something. Even a wreck, maybe, I think they do. Um, what else? Archaeopteryx was one of the suggestions from Lord Chaos. I'm not totally set on names. I do like the bird names. I was thinking a transition. We could go from like ground-based creatures, like the tardigrade or whatever, and then move our way into other names and stuff, if we wanted to keep a theme as a whole. And then episode 2, Lord Chaos said that we probably need a wider wheelbase for Embark, just to not, you know, flip over and crash. And then both Chad had mentioned that dark spots of grass, like the really dark green lush spots, which I don't see any currently, those are the ones that are excellent for, that's where you'd find ice, is in these dark spots of grass. Which is neat. I didn't know that. I've not been on this planet. I've not spent a lot of time on this planet, so it's good to know that information. Um, and then we talked about, for how tall the base is, definitely having additional gyros and things like that. Be careful about, or making wide turns. Make sure you do that. Uh, Chad also suggested, because my grandma can refine silver, maybe my grandma should come co-op with me. That'd be dope. I would definitely co-op with my grandma if, you know, she was with us still. So I guess I could totally. Alrighty, had a brief pause. My apologies. Okay, so we've ground on Bob's place. Now let's go ahead. Oh, gotta unpark. Those wheels aren't touching the ground on the back. I feel like we need to maybe turn them off, since they're just specifically for strut. This thing is colossal. I had an idea. I'm gonna do this real quick. Bear with me. Meow.
Inventory full.
Aw, man. wheel. Psh, blop. Since we don't need these for power right this second, one of the things I could do... Oh, it can't be placed. Dang it. Okay, well, it's okay. We'll have to place that here in a second, but we can get this guy on. And this guy over here. Okay, so, gotta grab my notes really quick, see what I was saying. Okay, so let's see. Make sure the max ore detector range and your antenna transmits more than 1,000 meters. Silver and gold are often deeper than the hand drill can detect on its own. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. And then, oh, the comment, I think was on episode, it was actually on episode 1 that Chris Ford asked about the, maybe it was episode 2, I don't know. It's not Space Engineers 2. I do have that, and I might make a video on just building in it and seeing what that's like. Like I said, I was thinking about doing that. Um, Said Chad definitely voted to change the upload schedule just enough so I could have a comment period in between. I think I also want to do that. Like I enjoy the chit chat and stuff, so I don't think it's a bad idea at all. So that's probably what's going to happen. Let's see. I need to move this forward just a wee bit. And I think what we're going to do... Perfect. Let's do that right there. Um, I bet you now I can probably add that wheel. Let's find out. I can't. We're not tall enough. Alright. Well, it's worth a shot. So, now the other thing that I was thinking about, and I think Lord Chaos mentioned that, oh yeah, so like Chad said, the very darker patches could be ice, which we're going to need, I think, ultimately for some water and stuff like that. Um, the area that we roped off for this like strut structure or wheelie bar, he said it'd be great for a plunge drill, and I agree. That's kind of why I built that container right there. I was gonna go over one and then just drop this thing down. First, we're gonna go get this unknown signal. We're gonna wait until it lands first, probably. So let's grab some metal plates. I have some ideas. I was actually thinking about working on this thing sort of off screen. Insofar as let's see, how do I want to do this? Definitely gonna need some of those probably. Okay. So I think we're gonna need area. C channel. Oh, I guess I could just do that right there. And then, you know what? Let's do this. 6. That way I can see the connection status. Okay, let me think for a sec. We definitely want a drill to come down. I think we're gonna need at least, well, if we do, trying to think what would be the best plan here. Let's do piston. I want the new kinds. And then let's go ahead and grab drills. I love that Prototech drill, that'd be really useful. Okay. So we could technically sort of cheese this in that we would do a hinge, add a small hinge part, and then we could build small drills first. I don't know if that's what I want to... I don't know if that's how I want to do this. So here's the thing that I have. I think we're definitely going to need the depth of 2 of these. But see, then I can't, yeah, I can't do it up. So, okay. We may have to do something wonky. Hinge part. There. Right there. Right there. Why can't I withdraw 3 large steel tubes? Do we not have the stuff to make them? Oh, Christ. Okay, we need iron. Well, you know what they say. One man's iron is another man's iron. What do we have in stock here? We have, chew that stuff down. So we have some iron. And then what if we, you know, I think we could probably come in here and we could do like 100 of those. Just assemble these really quick just to use the iron because we're about to have some iron. Right, so what I was thinking, we have a hinge and then, yeah, that's going to be what I want. Okay, so let's grab 2. We need to grab some of these things at least. So a hinge, and then we're going to need, I want at least 2 drills going down. It makes the most sense. Okay. Because we want to be able to plunge it down, but that's not going to work. Okay, let me think for a second. You know what? Let's go ahead and grab all that stuff. What if, hear me out. What if we did a T-junction here? I actually don't think this fixes our problem height-wise. This weather's gonna kill me. Alright. Let me think for a second. It doesn't fix our height problem, but it does add secondary point of failure, so we don't have to worry about stuff getting crippled. And then there's a T-junction, looks like that. And then a beam block, looks like that. That looks pretty good. And then it looks like, you know, it's intentional. Build some structure there. What did we get? So we're not quite in the center of this, which is okay. Let's go here. Grab this. We're gonna rotate. Drill hinge. Just to get those things piped up, we want to make sure we're correct on this. Okay. Think about this for a second. I think we could do this. Yeah. So it's gonna be our drill arm episode 6. And I don't know why that is being so wonky. Do we have the space to put another one? Probably not. Man, why is this acting so weird? I wish it would stop auto-aligning. What is going on there with that? I do not want planetary align. I want free placement mode active. Okay. Let me think for a sec. Okay. Call this drill hinge. And we are going to say... Okay, so we need to go negative to go this direction. Okay, torque. this thing needs to be like, let's just go ahead and put this bad boy up at how would we do that? It's like 200. If we did 200 newton meters, okay, braking torque. I don't know what we would need this to be at either. Let's say that's good enough. Okay, so now with that, we should be able to go right here. Do that right there. Okay. So, I don't think this is gonna, let's just start with one. Start with one. That's the best plan I got. Okay, we'll go ahead and put those into production. One component could not be put in production. Why not? What component is that? What component? I'm confused. Two large steel tubes. Pop up. Oh. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's go get some more juice before we flub that up. Right now we need so much resource-wise. I don't think that there's necessarily... Oh, sleeping. Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be sleeping? That makes complete and utter total sense. I will be better. Chris Ford, if you watch this episode, or you check the comments at some point, I 100% will be better in ensuring, without a doubt, unfallibly speaking, that my thumbnails will be more clearly marked, not Space Engineers 2, but Space Engineers Episode 2, which I guess the next one's just going to be 3, so it'll be Episode 3. But I'll try to be more clear about that. That way there's no confusion. I don't want people to be here looking at Space Engineers 2 stuff, thinking they're looking at Space Engineers 2 stuff. There's already enough sort of, not dumbness, that's not what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say dumbness, but there's already a weird, like, people upset at the way some of the Space Engineers 2 things are looking. Like, people are acting interesting, I would say. Like they didn't know what they were getting into, I guess. I need one motor, come on. Perfect. Oh yeah, we're about to start drilling. So now we should be able to put this... You know what we need? We need a control panel. Yeah, we do. Guys, you guys are so smart. I'm so glad to be part of this. For now, I don't think we need the antenna on the bar. So let's do helm. I just want the helm. Right. Really, why would you need a motor? Huh. There's got to be a way. I think in these options you can make, you can turn off control ship. I think you can. I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and grab that last piece. Anyways, there's been a lot of weird people. Like Kina's very clear about what they were what they were putting out with the software and things like that. Um, and I like it's interesting to me that they were like they're like, hey, this is what this is. Like, don't don't get it twisted, kind of thing. Like basically saying, um, okay, so first foremost, let's do drill. I have two drills. Why do I have two drills? On. Okay, perfect. That's what I needed. And then we want hinge to do, what is it? It's like set point and then move to, rotate to angle. And it's going to be 0 degrees at 2 meters a second. We'll call this point 0 degree down. 0 down. Perfect. That worked. Awesome. Inadvertently awesome. Yeah, we'll be right back. Alrighty. Well, weird level of interruptions. Oh, that's what we need to be very careful of. Okay, so then it is oddly shaky. Let's go ahead and share inertial tensor on that guy. Oh, my bad. Okay, so if we change drill hinge and we say, what if we go negative? We're gonna see what value. I think it's gonna be negative. We're gonna say 65 degrees. So if the second thing here, we go back to hinge, and we say, we're gonna say set angle, rotate to angle, negative 65 degrees, and we're gonna do this at 2 speed as well, and we're gonna call this negative 65 up, and then we can turn this off, and then when we want to drill, we go down, and then when we're done drilling, turn this off, and we do that, and then that goes up. And it should stop right there. Perfect. Okay, so now, I don't think it's a good idea to be able to do this, but we're going to try anyways. We're going to say, we'll come here and we're going to say parking brake. This is probably a terrible idea, if I'm not mistaken. But let's see if we can turn off park on off. So if I do that, and then like that's, I guess we can see what happens. This is a very interesting setup we've got going on here. Part of me is like, oh, we should totally like do this right here and it's just very hard to determine what's going on there. But I think we're over the iron. So if we do that right there, we say, okay, we are over the iron, park it, and then we take a look down there. We could definitely then So first we need to go into piston. I think we're going to need to make sure that this is max speed is going to be 0.2. And then we need to go into the piston spot. And we need to set reverses. And obviously we're going to add additional drills so that this takes up a huger swath. But if we do that right there, and then yeah, so we could do one. And I don't want to make it too much bigger than this, but we could definitely grab some iron. Seven. Oh, well, I guess there's that problem. So let's go here. Let's see, let's bring this guy up. Oof, didn't think about that. Can I add one to the other side? I might just have to change out how we're doing. I can because there's no wheel, so okay. Well, then we would come over here, knock that off. Oh. Let's see, come over here. 7. Wow. And should I do a shear inertial tensor here too? I probably should, right? Let's see. Shear inertial tensor is on. It should reduce. Why are we not producing? Inventory, refinery. Bro, seriously. Like, I know cobalt's important, but come on. Not that important. Okay, so then we come here. We say pistons. I'm sorry, not pistons, drill. 2, 3, and we say drills. I think that's going to be good enough, and then we can turn these off terminal. And then come over here, go to this, turn this off. Groups, drill, toggle on. And then, okay, so now we have, the only problem we really have is the fact that we don't have wheels on this. So that's okay though, because what we could do, let's do this. Ouch. What is this, 3? We need a left, 4. Let me do that, but so that would give us this. I think it puts us in the same position we were already in, but I think this will work just fine. Yeah, that should work just fine. And then I'll put one on the other side too, so we need to. Or do we just end up doing the exact same thing? What did we do? I don't even know. Oh shit. Yep. What do we got, man? This is what we do. Alright, so we got a drill up and running. They're not turned on, which is great. I don't want that to happen. What I was gonna do, so I was gonna say this. I don't actually know what I was gonna do. I think my thought was, oh yeah, I do. I do know what I was doing. This guy here, and then we do this right here. And then I was gonna say we want a, this is the left wheel. Yeah, we need left because we're on the left side of the vehicle. Okay, and then obviously this is not gonna be in a position to properly place another wheel right now. What happened to this thing? Why is this not finished? I'm pretty sure. Did I accidentally weld here? Oh, maybe that's it. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we'll have to lift this thing up a little, and then my guess would be up. Oh my gosh. There we go. Come on. Ah. There. And then we need to do this guy right here. Alright. Up there. You know what we need to... Man, so I got a ton of things I'm trying to like, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. So we've got to rework this thing. This is beautiful. We've got the arm. Ready for plunge drilling. Let's go ahead and test that out right now. We say turn this thing on. Point it down. And then we just start drilling. Get ourselves some sweet, sweet iron. The only other thing I might do, which I can't really do with the height of this thing because of the way this is at, is potentially put it on a rotor so it spins. But I think this is going to be enough. We're going to collect enough of this stuff. It's collecting right out of the middle, so we should sail over it with our wheels and stuff. It should be good to go from that perspective. I think it's going to be good. I'm going to pop this thing back up. And then we can look in our inventory and we can say, okay, well, what did we just get? Refinery. And just go ahead and finish the cobalt for the love of Pete. And then we can check and see, like, we've got tons of stone, we've got tons of iron right now. That should be good. Perfect. Can start raising this thing up. And 65 may be too much now. No, it's got clearance. Perfect. Okay. Well, there you go. There's that. Let's go up here real quick. And let's head towards that unknown signal. I don't think we need any more iron right now. I think we're pretty good. We need to be able to make sure we can still move this truck. So let's go ahead and get to that. I don't know enough about wheels and wheel strength and stuff to determine if I am if I'm smart enough to use these things. So what we're gonna do really quick, we're gonna brake right here. And we're gonna fix that other wheel real quick. Is this a right wheel, right? Yeah, right suspension. Just that way it's at least on there, right? Like we need to be able to put this guy. No, we're gonna go ahead and grab that too. And this guy too. Refinery, go ahead and get some of this. We should probably stop off and get some nickel at some point, I would think too, but I'm not really sure. I mean, we can, but I think the nickel's way deeper, and that's the problem. I think this only does a maximum of 10 meters. That's where we're going to run into issues, I feel like. So unless we can... How would we do that? So my initial impulse would be to create a system that, I truly don't know. This is going to take some, this is going to be a rework for sure. There's going to be some efforts in this. Construction, what do we got? We need this more than that. Okay, perfect. Get this guy there. So I'm thinking is we need to rework the entire structure so that basically we can, what we'd have to do is we would take this, basically, and should be, okay. Those are done. Beautiful. I don't know if these have steering angle. I think they do. So what I was going to say is we take the structure. Let's take a look at it real quick. We'll fly up there. We'll take a quick gander. Take a quick gander. All right. So basically, fly up real quick. So like basically, we would have this cargo container would stay right there, and then we'd have pistons. They go up and then over, and then we'd have multiple ones going down, and these, instead of being connector points, would be don't know 100%. I do have an idea though. I think, what is this? This is just that piece there, and if we look right, okay, it's not that one. Yeah, the thing right there. Okay, so what if we did 6? Okay, we need this to be yellow. We need this, I want the T-junction, and I need it to be like this, but I want it to be like this so that it's pointed down properly. And then honestly, I might have a small connecting cargo, just are we still connected over here? Yeah, we are. Perfect. And then 6. And then we can call this top access cargo. Perfect. Okay, now what? So that's connected, and then that's got support structure there to go down. And then what we could do is we could move out this entire piece right here. We could drill this out and create, because this isn't exactly centered, we could move one block this way, and then we could just build a piston structure that comes up so that we could drill further down. Like we could have like 2 pistons up and then 3 pistons down, so that, yeah, something like that. I think that we're gonna work on that next time. We're gonna work on that next that drilling system next time. But today, let's go in here real quick. I think we're also gonna cut off this roof section here. In my opinion, I think what we could do here is, instead of having this section right here, we could just drill out some of this stuff. I can basically, without trying too hard, let's see what that would look like actually. You know what? We're gonna do this really quick. We're gonna test out a theory. Okay. So then we need 8 for air vent, and what color? That's white. I don't do that? I think I want to do this right here. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this right here. And then we are going to keep this half vent because I really like the way the half vent looks. Did I just not? Okay. What do I have? Okay, perfect. We'll say interior vent. I don't remember what it was used to be called, but okay, now, no. Look, okay. So let's go here. Let's do this. Refinery. Assembler. I don't need the assembler necessarily, but if we did refinery. Okay, and this guy has a block. Man, it's on the wrong side, isn't it? It is. What about this way? Which direction does it face that way? Okay, so then yeah, right there we do that. Okay, so then oh, that's the exterior. Well, it's not, but really? I thought this was, dang. Okay, so that changes my plan a little. Okay, so what if we did cut you off, cut you off. There would be no way to get out of this thing. Huh. Hmm. Okay, no. Sorry, we're working it out really quick. I think we could do this. I think we could do this. I think we could do this. All right, so if we do like this. How many blocks is that too tall? Probably quite a bit. Okay, what if we There's been a lot of starting and stopping this episode just because I'm trying to work on some stuff. Okay, you know, we're going to figure this out a little bit later. I don't know how this space is going to work. We might have to move the vent there. I was thinking we could just easily slap this thing down, but it is pretty freaking large. And so what if we... My first two thoughts are this.
Inventory full.
Yeah. What was that? Oh. I was like, what the hell was that? Okay, let's see. Can we do this? The question is... Gonna create a weird divot we're gonna have to put some like railing over, but this does effectively get our thing done. The only problem is now we have to walk down here around this thing to, well, I mean, which is fine. Like this all works just fine. And then we can put our other vent somewhere else. It's gonna be loud. That's what it's gonna be. That's okay. I think it's gonna be everything we're gonna need it to be. So yeah, let's go and see what we got for production. I would say let's get those things cracking first. How much cobalt do we have? If you're looking at the refinery here, we've got 600. That doesn't sound right. So cobalt, we have 3 bars there, 670 bars there. Oof. Okay, so we're gonna need to make a cobalt trip for sure with regards to, yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna call it here. I think the drill has come a long way. I think we have some interesting progress occurring. So I think that's what I think. I think so next week. So here's what's gonna happen, guys. This week we're gonna release like we did last week. So it's gonna be 2 episodes per comments. It's gonna be frustrating, a little bit on my behalf, just because the way things work, and I don't want to delay a whole week. But we're gonna release like we normally do, Wednesday, Friday, and then next week my plan is to go. Ah, goodness gracious. Sorry. Next week my plan will be to go to Wednesday or Tuesday, Friday. Should be the days. And so ideally, I can record. I can put stuff out on Tuesday. I can so I put the thing out on Tuesday. I post it. You guys comment. I get to talk to you guys. Blah blah blah. And then I record. Or we'll get into a sync basically where like I record. It comes out Tuesday. I read the comments, and then I can record for Friday after Tuesday's episode comes out, and then read the comments, blah blah blah, etc. And kind of the way it is, the way it was when I had a different schedule. And I think that'll work really great. I think it's gonna be awesome. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, sorry for the hiccups as far as what do you call it? As far as my episode showing that it was a Space Ninjas 2, and it's not. I hope you guys enjoyed this. You guys know what to do. Subscribe, comment down below. I like those interactions. That's why we're changing this stuff up. Hit the bell notification. And let me know what you think so far of the Taranta bird. Goliath birdula? Nope, I don't know. It does have 8, well, it has 10 legs. So it's more like a millipede more than anything. But we definitely we have some drills. And that's important. So we can pick up some resources. We're going to get some nickel and probably hit the cobalt at least once. We're going to have to rework this system so that I can plunge deeper, like basically where it's at this static height, but then I can like be able to go to drill down a little deeper and stuff like that. I think that's going to be critical. Obviously, with one thing, it's only 10 meters, and you know that is what it is. If you guys enjoyed this, you know what to do. And I appreciate everybody. Let's see. See if we can wave really quick. We sure can't. Alright guys, I will catch you later. And as always, be kind. Bye.